Welcome to the Phlarpin Podcast. Phlarp stands for Park Hills Live Action Role Players. We are a medieval fantasy-themed LARP group that engages in unscripted combat against each other using padded LARP weapons and a shared combat system. We operate out of Park Hills, Missouri every Sunday from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. It is our hope here at the Phlarpin Podcast that through the utilization of this platform, we can expand on the ideas and suggestions taken from our players in order to maximize player retention and to expand our player base. The Phlarpin Podcast is made possible by support from our players and listeners like you. If you would like to support us, please visit our Patreon where you can do so for as little as $3 a month. Also, any engagement on our YouTube or Facebook pages is much appreciated, and thank you for listening. Welcome to the Phlarpin Podcast. My name is Jason Smith, or North.
And I'm Brandon Frazier, or Daveen Alwyn.
We tried to get you a higher angle on the camera here. Hope that's working out.
Hey, way to cut me off. I'm Chris.
Hey, you hadn't started talking yet. Now I cut you off.
I'm Chris, or Ambassador Eric the Red.
I'm Blake, or Euphune.
Quick note, I
Deal
noticed how Joseph spelt his name in the chat. We need to fix that in the computer.
We already did.
Okay, well,
I'm way ahead of you, bro.
excuse me. Yeah, you actually did something for once.
Isn't that like your third Mountain Dew today, North?
Yeah, something like that.
Are you Mountain Dew shaming him?
Okay.
Maybe just a little bit.
Why are you shaming him?
I
This
bought
is
a
wrong.
12-pack of Mountain Dews. They're not going to drink themselves.
I mean, they could if you left them there long enough.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Or at least it would appear that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Although I will say I had one in the cooler all day and nobody drank it, so thank you.
Had I known they were there, actually, I still wouldn't have drank it. I hate Mountain Dew. I actually like a test Mountain Dew. I don't know why.
Wow.
Because you're just weird, bro.
That's probably true.
Oh, and real quick, I have to give a shout out to
Dude, are you about to shout out your...
Yes, because Thyra made, she calls it fluff. This stuff is amazing.
Why don't you explain what it is?
How amazing is it?
Because it just looks like white marshmallow.
Explain it while you still got a
cream.
mouthful of it. That'd be great.
Okay, so it's 10 out of 10. Amazing. It's Cool Whip. Sorry, what is it?
Cool Whip.
Okay.
Whip.
Cool whip.
With the
Whip.
cheesecake instant pudding, and it has pineapple, mandarin oranges, and just all. And apparently, there's a special ingredient. I don't know,
That's concerning.
Very concerning.
but yeah, it's amazing. Like 10 out of 10. Recommend.
Fair enough.
And apparently, this guy is the only one that won't eat it because he's un-American.
Okay.
Maybe it's 'cause- maybe it's the way you eat it in front of him.
No, I
No,
don't want none of that.
Like he just looked at it. Like yesterday, just looked at it and was like, "Nope."
I mean, listen, like smell and appearance is
smells-
all part of like how much somebody's gonna like something, and
Like,
I don't
smells
like the way
Greek
it looks.
yogurt to me.
I hate Greek yogurt. It's
Oh,
too
I love it.
thick.
I love
Oh no, I'm not about it.
It's because you're weird.
It's got that nice, thick, oily stuff on top. Mm.
It's literally the fats rising.
If it's like that, I always mix it in. Just mix it up.
You're
in it.
supposed to. Sour cream too. Still
Yeah.
gross. Anyway,
What about cut his cheese?
Oh, are we ready?
what are we
I
doing?
mix my... I can't stand eating
I think we're
cottage cheese
ready.
if it ain't mixed up.
4.
Daveen's Corner.
Okay, apparently we're getting jumped straight into that.
Straight into it.
All right, this is like a 3-parter. Are you
Oh.
ready? Actually, I'll start with this. I just want to tell you guys this. This is kind of not related.
You're welcome.
Okay.
But did you guys know that I was from Alabama?
Nuh-uh.
No, really?
Yeah, that's actually where I come from.
Wow.
So the other day, my cousin lives near Tallahassee,
Mm-hmm.
south of Tallahassee. It's just at the
Tallahassee's
top of
in
Alabama.
Florida.
No, Tallahassee. Listen, first of all, there's more than one Tallahassee. We
That's
don't need to go
true.
to that.
Okay.
That's true.
But nonetheless, he lives near the top of Alabama. Anyway,
Okay.
he called me recently. It was this week, and he told me
Oh.
that apparently they're doing this weird thing in Alabama where they decided they were going to ban reverse cowgirl.
What?
What?
Yeah, true story.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, he said that the reaon is because in Alabama you don't turn your back on family.
Oh, you gotta get. That's terrible.
No.
Shame on you.
Oh,
Wow.
just in case you didn't understand, not really from Alabama. Thank the Lord. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, baby. That was you, Valkyrie.
All right, so this next one is it's like a multi-parter. So
Okay.
stay with me here, okay?
Okay.
Do you know why you never see elephants hiding in trees?
Because they're too fat.
I don't know. Somehow trunks. I don't know.
Something about cherries.
I give up.
No, but I've told you the joke, so you better not ruin it.
Okay.
Well, because they're very good at it. That's why you never see elephants hiding in trees.
Okay.
Is that the punchline?
No, no.
No.
Okay.
Do you?
Remember, this
This is a multi-part.
multi-part.
Do you know why elephants paint their balls red?
No.
So that they can hide in cherry trees.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Okay.
What's the loudest sound in the forest?
I don't know.
Giraffes eating cherries.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah, that was a big build-up on that one.
Oh, let's see. I probably got one more here. No, I got two more. They're
Oh.
quick though.
Oh.
Okay.
Again, don't ruin it. I've told you some of these. What do you say to a hitchhiker with one leg?
Hop on in.
Hop in.
Okay.
That's
Fair
a,
enough.
Yeah.
that's a good one though. Okay, and then the last one is, do you know why ants didn't get COVID?
No. Anybody?
It's because they have little antibodies.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
And that was
Daveen's
Daveen's
Corner.
Okay.
Oh, Trinity,
Nice.
please help us out here.
No.
That was okay. So anyway,
Wonderful.
that was amazing.
And I still have two more jokes for next week.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll come up with more though.
So we'll have some amazing ones for next week, nonetheless.
Nonetheless.
None the more either.
Mm.
Ah.
Many of you did not take me seriously last week, so I've decided to hack your podcast, showing what I am capable of. And now it's secret time. Here's what I saw this week. The Midnight Watchers are falling apart. The acolytes of Hyperion just want fame without putting in the hard work. Chaos Company's attempts at causing chaos are as fruitless as their attempts to keep members. Black Rose is not as strong and bonded as they seem. Eridan and Porra's, Violet Eclipse's claim at being a clan is pathetic at best, and Dawn Phoenix are just a ragtag group of misfits. I cannot wait to see your other secrets. Farewell for now, the Watcher.
I don't even know what that means.
Me either. Somebody. Okay, I hate.
Means you're not gonna come
Did
up with
you
more
you
than
got
two?
that stuff in your bag still too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's a lot, and the way they took the picture
It's
for our
angled.
recap, it's like
Look, you
Is it
talk with the
confusing?
person that does that, okay?
okay. When you get
Do you
home
want- So do you
tonight,
want to start with recap? or?
you
Do we
just
want to
smack-
unseal? We have an unsealed.
I won't be
right?
over there tonight.
It's unsealed. I didn't open it.
An unsealed letter from somebody. So,
No,
Who
do
knows if
we?
it's one letter? I don't know what's in there.
or whatever.
It's
yeah,
an
there's
it's an
unsealed
envelope with we don't know what in it.
And it was not left in my office this week.
No, it was,
I
left,
put extra
it was left
security.
near my bag,
I left
which
extra
is the
security.
second time that's happened. Don't be sus of me. I promise you, it's not me. Granted, if it was me, I would still say that, but it's not me.
I
Well,
call
that was
bullshit,
really helpful.
but
Yeah.
Wait, where's the bullshit button?
It's over there.
That did.
Thank you.
There we
absolutely-
go. That was so delayed.
That did absolutely
Yeah,
nothing
that
to
was
make you
weak.
seem less suspicious.
Well, it is
Okay.
what it is, but it's not me. So
do
anyway,
we want to read that before we do recap, or do we want to just wait for the suggestion box to do that?
let's jump in it.
Yep.
I don't know what it says. I'm excited.
I'm excited to just read this. I don't care necessarily about the suggestions at all. No, I'm just joking. We can do that part still later, but I am
Your suggestions
I
don't
am
matter.
excited. Yeah. I am excited though to see what.
I mean, we do have a lot of information for this week, so
We do. Oh well, we also have the firecracker run, which we need to talk about. Is
Yeah.
it just
True.
us and
I did talk to Lord Rand, and he said that he's going to try and go.
cool? That'd be awesome.
I guess it's just us.
Yeah, and I will bring trash bags.
And
That was my promise that I keep.
I will just
Is there
Be there.
Is there an entry fee for it?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 35 bucks.
35.
It was 30. They took off $5 if you signed up before June 9th.
There
But
was a thing that said something about group rates too. Is that just something that we couldn't
that
figure
was
out? or-
only before June 9th.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
waiting on you there.
Oh.
He's opening the
I
envelope.
thought you
right
guys
now,
were
I
giving
believe.
them more details about the.
Oh,
I mean,
we can do that.
We can still
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
So it's next Saturday.
It's this upcoming Saturday.
Okay.
So yeah, this will come out Wednesday. So it'll be on Saturday. Everybody, I would say everybody should meet up at.
Yeah,
I
four
would
of them.
say 6.
Or is there 5 of them?
5.
Oh my
Goodness
gosh.
gracious. So what time?
They start at 7:30.
Oh my goodness
Like it
gracious.
starts at 7:30.
A.M.
Or PM.
Well, yeah, a.m.
That's
Well,
really early.
I mean, it makes sense, but
All right, well, you divvy them up. I don't care who's who. Just give me one of them. You probably should take 2 of them. Give everybody else a 1. Who's in there? Who they're calling out this
so
week?
I won't read anything but the name. Takimura, Magnus,
Oh.
the Watcher,
Oh.
Daveen,
Oh.
and
I see
Jonathan
you.
Trapp.
Oh.
I'll take Trapp's, so I kind of read out his challenge last week, and then I will take yours. That way you're not having to read your own.
Yikes.
You can just react to it.
All right. Who do I got? I got the Watcher.
Oh.
Ominous.
I got Takimura.
Okay, well,
I'll start with Jonathan Trapp's, and then I'll end with yours. It'll go around, and
okay.
I'll make yours the last one. This one says, Jonathan Trapp, I forgot you existed, but very well. If you are in a rush to die and can figure out which end of the sword to hold, I'll send you on your way and go back to forgetting about you.
Oh,
That is
that is brutal.
That was cold.
oh my god. That's like
Fenrir,
demon stuff.
Fenrir draws near, Ragnarok is inevitable. Now,
Oh,
Ooh.
that's
that
sooner
changed a
than
little bit.
approaches.
Yeah, it was Ragnarok is coming. Now it's Ragnarok is inevitable. So,
Okay, so this goes out to Magnus. Hiding behind your throwies and running away in fear makes you a coward. But that should be no surprise, as most of the heroes aren't much better. Fenrir draws near, Ragnarok is inevitable.
and heroes is in quotes.
Yes,
So
heroes.
I think that was meant
So
to be an
before he
insult.
goes, I want to let you guys know I don't think I can say that word. That last word, I don't think I can say it.
Can't say inevitable?
Inevitable.
Not well.
Okay.
Inevitable.
I'll give
There
it
you
a
go.
shot.
There you go.
All right.
All right, so I got Takimura. It says, "So valiant of you charging into battle only to be instantly be slain. Watching your corpse slide across the battlefield could be the highlight of my day. Fenrir's all near. Ragnarok is inevitable."
Okay. To be fair, I don't feel bad about saying the word wrong now.
Butchered.
Very butchered.
All right. This one says the Watcher, and it's in quotations. They say imitation is the truest form of flattery, whereas I'm glad to be an inspiration. There is a striking difference. You promise to speak truths in the future, but I announce the truths. Stick to watching and gossiping, and you'll survive a little longer. Fenrir draws near. Ragnarok is inevitable.
There you
There
go.
you go.
There you go, bro.
Inevitable. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much right.
Watcher was called out.
That was.
Whoever that might be.
I'm just saying, Jonathan Trapp got slain.
Very.
Let's see if I get slain here.
Okay, so it says, Daveen, seems I struck a nerve. Look who's trying to be a hero again. Good for you. Here is your chance to stop hiding behind your marshal title and show these pathetic heroes your true power, if it still exists.
Ooh.
But maybe that's why you won't start or join a clan, because your glory days are long behind you. Be careful what you wish for, elf.
Oh.
Fenrir draws near. Ragnarok is inevitable.
You even
That
called out
that
your
one
race.
was very personal.
Yeah, it was. Let me just say this, because writer, eventually you'll have to come out from your shadows, and I'm ready. So talk your talk, and I'm ready for you.
I'll show you what the walk is.
That's brutal.
This
But,
writer's
I mean,
making
it's
a lot
not-
of enemies.
It's fair. Like, I get it. Like, I mean, those are thoughts that I've had, like, about myself. Like, I'm not what I was. And so, you know, they clearly know that. Whoever this is,
They struck a nerve.
they did strike a nerve. You're-
Again.
You know what? Touche.
Touche.
All right.
I'm surprised there hasn't
shares.
been one on me yet.
You're probably
Well,
not-
now there will be, I guess.
I mean, from my understanding, you're not even worthy enough.
I was going to say, it seems like they're targeting
What would-
important people.
How about this? What would you like to say to him?
I am unworthy.
Yeah,
would
what do you gotta say to
yeah,
this
do you have
writer?
anything to say to him?
Coward.
Coward, huh?
I
Called
mean-
him a
For
coward.
hiding in the shadows.
They are hiding in the shadows, whoever it
Talking
is.
a lot
I-
of crap.
I thought he just said he's crying in the showers.
I mean, that is the place to cry. Right?
That is like the best place to cry because nobody can see your tears.
Fair enough. I
All
mean,
right.
savage, but it is what it is.
Like
Yeah.
straight up brutal. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Shall we do a little recap?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Valkyrie, terrible picture today, but I will try and see what I can do. All right.
Hold on. Time out. Valkyrie, thank you for
Yes.
doing this for us.
Yes.
Even
big
though
thank
the
you.
photo's not great, we still appreciate
Yeah,
it.
we don't want to have to take our own and do our own stuff, just to make the
They
picture a little
apparently
bit
don't like
better,
the
so-
angle of the picture.
The angle of the picture is
He
kind of
don't like
crappy.
it. Oh,
It is
okay.
hard to read.
Then you read it.
All right, I'll read it. It's Father's Day. Today was 6/18. First game we played was Last Man Standing or Last Rand Standing.
Don't start.
It was in parentheses.
I love Rand. Don't get me wrong, but stop it.
It looks like first was Lord, or we'll start with third, I guess. Third was Heston. Second, Daveen,
hmm
and then first was Lord Reese.
Now, I want to comment on this because he asked me if I was going to comment on it again, and I will.
Of course.
Heston comes up to me at some point today and goes, "Are you going to comment on the fact that I finished in top 3 again?" And I said, "Now that you brought it up, yeah,
Yes.
I will." So shout out to Heston for getting top 3 again.
Yeah.
And to be
Again.
fair, I don't know if you watched Last Man Standing.
I was
There was
really
probably
busy.
7, 8 people left, and I literally was chasing him around the battlefield. Like I wasn't running, but I was walking towards him, and he kept engaging other people, hoping that I would let him go. And I did. I was just like, okay. So he'd fight somebody, kill him, and then I would just start walking after him again until he engaged someone else, and he still finished 3rd place.
Dang, so he did fight for it.
He did, and that's all I want. If he can fight a bunch of people and finish in 3rd, good for him.
Yeah.
But he's not going to just talk people out of fighting him.
No,
while
I'm
you're on
not
the
doing that.
field.
If I'm on the field, that ain't happening. Ain't nobody talking nobody out of a fight.
Okay.
But yes, congratulations to Heston. He
Yeah,
finished
good
3rd
job,
and
yeah.
still fought several people. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's all. There was roleplay given out for that too, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Roleplay XP.
Probably 85% of the Last Man Standings he's been in, or 90 he's placed in.
I know.
There's only like a couple or few.
He's done really well.
Yes, special RP XP was given out
I wouldn't even say who gave it. I would just say,
Who got it?
to
yeah.
Mercer, Daveen, and Lord Reese. So,
Yeah, and to
good
be
job on
fair,
that-
I know
on that.
again you said you didn't see it, but the kill that Lord Reese got on me at the end was pretty nice. He took my shield arm or he took my sword arm, I think, and I had just a shield left, and I basically was like, "Are you gonna let me pick up my sword?" And he was like, "Absolutely not." He's like, "Are you gonna surrender?" And I was like, "Not to you." And then he stabbed me, dude. It was awesome.
It was. It was perfect.
It sounds like that was the appropriate move to make.
Oh, absolutely. It's
Absolutely
what I
was.
would have done to him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let
Yeah.
you get a sword either.
I wouldn't.
And then we played a team deathmatch. We did play a team deathmatch next.
Which had 5 teams. That was
Yeah, it
actually
was
a good
wild.
Yeah,
time.
that was a really good game.
It was the most. That was the most teams we've had on a team deathmatch. So it was a lot to kind of keep track of. But I mean, it went pretty well.
It
So
did.
I do like the way that those games play out a little different instead of being just like a waiting game. Although sometimes they do stand around a little bit. It's really not knowing how many lives you have and stuff really kind of encourages people to go ahead and go out
Speaking
there
of
and
which,
fight.
how many lives did we have today?
18.
18.
Okay,
They
I knew it was
changed it
less.
up,
I just
yeah.
didn't know
I-
how much less.
I have a question real quick. Was there any specific reason why you said 18?
It's supposed to be a random number.
Okay, so later on in the day, I put it together. What's today's date?
Oh, the 18th. Yeah.
Father's
Yeah,
Day.
yeah.
And he said 18, and so we kept doing everything in 18s.
Oh, okay.
I
What
was
else
like,
did we do with 18?
when we did,
Well,
the
except for
time increase or something.
Yeah, the
except
time,
for
like-
I thought it was 20 minutes.
Nope.
It was 18.
it was 18. We kept doing 18 minutes.
Cool.
Like for when we
Well,
did
it worked
scramble.
out.
When we did
time
scramble.
limit.
Scramble
Okay.
was about the perfect amount of time. I didn't mind that.
Then we
Yeah.
did 18, and then we're like, do you guys
Though
want
to
go
be
again?
fair,
Yep,
in
18.
hindsight, if I would have known that we only had 20 minutes left, I think we should have just played the 20 minutes.
And just kept playing, yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing how that ended
Yeah.
up being. Yeah, because we only played like 4. I guess if you count Patrol, it's like 5 games. Or 4 games.
Yeah, we didn't
With
play a whole
Patrol.
lot. Yeah, but that's okay. We had a good time with what we did play.
Yeah, and I really like the way that team met. Like I said, the team deathmatch, I really like the way that works out. It's like a cool way to keep track of lives and stuff. So,
Yeah.
So anyway, let's talk about team deathmatch. Who ended up winning that?
so the team that won was
it was Black Rose.
Yep, with Trinity, and the ones who were actually there from Black Rose were Trinity, Raven, and Heston.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 2 mercenaries that were with them were Mercer and
Aja.
Aja.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it looks like there was some RP given for that as
Mhm.
well.
You want to go ahead and read that?
Yeah, so Yi Futin got some roleplay experience there. Looks like Aja did, Arno did, and Lord Reese did. And then there's some notes here as well. We can kind of read through those together
To
if
be
you want.
fair, that game, I was down all my limbs except for my leg. I just charged that Gregor.
Nice.
Yeah, I also, and this is my fault. I didn't realize exactly what was happening, but at one point I saw Gregor getting pretty aggravated. And I went over and talked to him, and he was like, oh no, like it's roleplay stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that was all roleplay, and I just missed the cue for it. But I just thought he was pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it turned out to be some kind of roleplay thing between him and somebody else.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
him and Trinity, I think.
No, it was
was
him
Raven, I
and
think.
Raven.
Raven, yeah.
And
Yeah.
at first, I saw it. Where
I went
was
over
like,
and talked to him.
He's pissed. But then I was like, wait a minute, no, this is an RP. So
I thought he
that's
was
why I
mad
let
too.
it
I
out.
thought
went
so
over, I was
too,
like, you
but
need
then
to
I heard
calm
tell
down
the
before you
voice.
get into trouble.
Yeah.
And
he
he-
was role playing a little too good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we've all done before. It happens.
Mm.
But yeah, so that's my bad. I was about to pull him off the field before he got, in trouble or whatever. And he was like, oh, it's like a role play thing, man. I was like, oh, okay. Well, then it's fine, I guess.
Cool.
But anyway. So,
And then I kind of wanted to just say a little bit more about that game. Something about that game that I think is part of the key of winning that game, although it is a little bit of a waiting game, and I think that team specifically tried to avoid conflict until there was almost nobody left.
Yeah, Black
And
Rose.
Like, they literally were just running away from people,
Mhm.
trying to let everybody else fight it out, which is a pretty good strategy. And another thing to think about is to not let the people that are going to run out there and just die, like, drain all your lives, because you do share lives with everybody. So part of that is team management, basically,
Yeah.
and being like, hey, stay together. If we lose one, let them go die or whatever, but then get back together and stay together, like make
Mhm.
sure we're not just sending out, because you could go into that game only to lose your one life and still lose the game because other people out of your team have drained your lives.
So yeah, I'm only pretty
Yeah.
sure I only used 3 lives during that game.
Right.
Yeah.
well, there's
So-
18 total and 5 people, so you use the appropriate amount of lives, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, I guess that's
Yeah.
about
Math.
Yeah.
even.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah.
math this real quick.
Yeah, we just mathed it up.
It's just something to think about, and probably the people who won probably don't even need that info because they won. So
Yeah.
Right. don't care.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and
guys.
congratulations to
Mhm.
the winner there.
Mhm.
And then, and we gave out already till we talked about the RP experience on that
Yep.
too. So,
And then we had a shout out to
Skylar,
for recording. Oh, because she came and recorded, I
Yep,
guess, some
she was-
video. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whenever people are involved, if all they're doing is recording video, that really helps a lot. Because
It
there's a
does.
lot of us that don't want to sit and do that. Even if we're marshaling the game, sometimes I don't want to sit and like hold a camera or whatever the whole time. So I really appreciate it when people do that.
well, it's like we already have a lot of responsibility out there, and like
Mhm.
just to add another thing is kind of a lot sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I get, that our viewers are wanting that content. They're wanting, the battle, and then of course they, see this, but they want to see those battles, and I get that. That's totally cool, but like you said, with us having a little more responsibilities than just being the players, we're trying to get like 4 and 5 different things going at the same time, and we're all like moving parts. It's kind of hard, and then we're trying to focus on the game and making sure everybody's safe. But we're also like, oh crap, I got to record. So it's
Mhm.
like,
It can be a struggle
yeah,
balancing it.
Yeah, and
So-
I can pick up some of these, North.
Okay.
This one says very good sportsmanship today. I agree. I don't think that there was anybody that really got upset about anything
Nope.
specifically that happened. I will say that I did witness a slough today during LMS. I'm sure it was put in the suggestion box. It did happen. I watched it happen. So that'll be addressed. But other than that, great sportsmanship today.
Mhm.
So
yeah,
it said so we had a new player today. Took his patrol. His name was Grim. I thought the patrol went well.
Yeah, I did too.
it went really
And
well.
didn't you have like a new edition, sort of?
Yeah, so
the
I
patrol?
decided today to wear a mask that I'd bought off of Medieval Collectibles. I think it technically might be an orc mask, but it works.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
It looks really cool. So really adds to it.
Yeah, so like I wasn't able to wear it before because like the way that they had it set up was stupid. So I had to like cut part of it off so I could tie it, and it doesn't look perfect by any means, but I think it looks a lot better than just my face.
Then just
Right.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Though some might argue my face is scarier than
I mean,
the
I
mask.
think it made it look better.
That's fair.
Made your eyes pop more.
But yeah, I thought the patrol went rather well.
It did.
So I guess there was some RP experience given for that as well.
Yeah, I guess so.
Arno Jaeger for that.
Okay.
Then we had a scramble.
That was fun.
Yeah, which I don't know exactly how long the scramble was. We did ask for some additional time.
Yeah, I think it was like
It was twice actually. I think.
Really?
believe.
no,
Or no, it was once.
It was only like 38 minutes altogether.
Oh, okay. That's not terrible.
How we did it is they had, I guess it was an increment of 18 minutes.
Yeah, and then she added another 20.
Yeah, and then I started telling, she was like, okay, time's up. And I was like, man, I'm not really done playing that. I kind of wanted to keep playing because I played in that game because we don't have a winner of that game. So,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard more yeses than those during
Yeah.
that.
and yeah, and then we were telling, I told everybody else, well, let Valkyrie know, the non-living entity, that you want more time and maybe she'll extend it. And she did. So that was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she told me, she was like, do you want more time? I was like, absolutely.
Yeah,
She's
she
like,
asked-
I need 5 more people. And I'm like, just asking people, hey, you want more time, right?
Yeah, he points at me. I'm like,
Right.
oh yeah, this is getting fun.
Yeah, there was
I
only
believe it was the
few.
last 2 people was me and Ty, or not Ty, Trap.
Well, fortunately,
There's no winners during that.
there's
There's
no winners.
I will tell you this, though. This is actually pretty cool. Shout out to Mercer Stitch for getting me on this one. So at one point, I was doing pretty well down in the bottom corner by myself, and I didn't have a team at all.
Oh yeah, you were defending down
I
there
was
for a
never
while.
able to get on a team of 3. I was only on a team of 2 once.
Because you're just that good. You just weren't dying.
He's above
didn't die.
average.
I'm above average
He's
fighter.
just above
That's it.
average.
Just above average. I'm not going to try to act like I'm God. That would be ridiculous.
Like somebody over here.
Anyway, so at one point, Mercer Stitch, Trinity, and I think Wes was the third one. But there were 3 people that came at me at the bottom, and I thought, okay, if I can get rid of Trinity, I'll have a shot. You know what I mean? So I just basically rushed him real quick and tried to deal with him, and I got a lucky shot on him. I'll take it. And so it was just Mercer and this other guy, and I killed them both. And I was like feeling real good about myself. I just killed a team of 3, Whatever. Hubris was out of control. And Mercer's on the ground, and she's like, man, I just haven't been able to get anybody to loot me today. And I'm just sitting there. There's no reason I can't loot her. No one's coming at me, whatever. And I'm like, bet. I was like, you got loot on you? And she just kind of like shrugged her shoulders, And I was like, oh, bet. So I like walked over there. I looted her. She pulls out that emerald. Man.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you serious? And then just went,
Oh no.
it was beautiful.
My favorite part about that game is when I got you with that throwy.
Oh, it was a good throw.
Yeah, you immediately fell right.
That
over
was
as
during
soon as you-
Scramble, though, wasn't it?
I think
Oh, that
so.
was Scramble. What
Yeah,
am I talking
yeah.
about? No, it was a very good kill. And I dropped to the ground for you.
Yeah. I'm like, and when you did, I'm like, you had to finish it.
Yeah, he did. It was good roleplay.
My favorite part. Now I gave my RP to someone else, but my favorite part was there was an actual duel between Daveen and North.
Was there?
Who won that?
Probably me. I don't remember, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
was very
it was you.
memorable.
It was you because you were like, oh, look out, or you said something,
Oh,
and I
just
turned.
stabbed him. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I turned back, and you were right there on top of me, just stabbing me or whatever.
It's your fault for looking.
And I was like, well, I guess I'm dead.
Who's the dummy now?
That's
Use
another point.
distraction.
Wherever the counter is, make sure to put one on my name.
Use distraction without actually having the ability.
He's the silly one that looked.
Yeah. Shouldn't have trusted you.
I got David on a pretty cool one today too. Excuse me, Arno. We were fighting, and I like do this thing where like if I can just get him to like not pay attention to me for like a split second, And so I just was like, ugh, like I was tired, like I was taking a deep sigh. And just for like a second, he dropped his eyes. Like as soon as I sighed, and as soon as I did, man, I smacked him. And he was like, for real? It was quick, but that's part of fighting. I mean, you can't fall for stuff like that when you're fighting people.
Isaac was talking about with Heston one of these other weeks where he was coming at him with a throwy, and Heston was getting ready to dodge that throwy, and he just went and stabbed him. He was close enough to just like stab him.
You gotta be aware of everything around you.
And then
Anyway,
Heston just looked
which
at him
is-
like, wow, did I just get like stabbed?
I'm not sure I read this, but there was some RP experience given for Scramble as well. Jaeger got experience again for that. Wilhelm and Midnight were the 3 people that received RP experience for that.
Mm-hmm. And I was told that the reason Midnight got the XP is because Midnight is a mute,
In
and
character,
the whole
her character is
her
mute.
character's
Whole day,
mute,
Whole day. She
and the
stayed in
whole
character.
time she stayed in character and did not say anything.
Good for her.
Like
Cool.
she got hit a few times when she'd be like, and did not speak.
Good for her.
Speaking of in character,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
so we did our bet today.
I say
where we
Lucian
had-
did a pretty good job.
Okay. We're gonna have to do something.
Yeah, we
with
need to
that.
have some kind of minimum requirements on that on like
Agreed.
interaction. But
He doesn't have an accent,
Yeah.
and like
although when I did walk by him, there's a few times I walked by him and he was doing
I
this.
did see him
Yes.
using fingers as well,
Yeah.
which is good. But anyway,
But it
so go ahead and tell.
yeah, I mean it does. I think it is a little context based on. Sometimes it's harder to catch other people than others because like what if the mute character joins
Literally,
that?
all
What do we-
North did well. When I caught him, he literally just misused your name. He called you by your real
Yeah.
name
Mm-hmm.
and not your character name. And I
And-
went, oh.
and
I didn't
then-
even. I said, do I have to say it? And he goes, I was already called out by Eric the Red.
and that was for talking to like a new person. It was just because I didn't have my fingers up though. If I had put my fingers up, it
I
would.
said I was in
fine,
character
so.
the whole day. I
Well,
had
you
an
should have been
accent.
in on the bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had 4 people enter the bet this time.
Mhm.
The don't break character or you're out of the pot. Everybody puts a copper into the pot, which is just 25 cents. So me, Eric the Red, Daveen, and Lucian were the ones that were in
Hey,
it.
can
So
I buy
next
a
time,
piece of copper?
yeah,
After the
Yeah.
podcast.
yeah, next time. And then I was the only one that I did get called out a couple times, and it was on me. Like I think they were being really sensitive about it, but I mean that's kind of the game. So like I get it. And considering I can hold my fingers up or to my chest or whatever. Oh, was that an accident or a fortuitous accident? But yeah, so I was out on it, and they ended up splitting their 3 because there were 4 coppers in there. I left one of the coppers in there because we couldn't split it, and then somebody, I don't remember who it was, you put yours back in.
No, it
there,
was me.
so-
It was definitely
oh,
me.
okay.
Oh,
Oh,
of
I was
course.
just
Whoever.
kidding. I'm kidding. It was Eric the Red.
So anybody that wants to get in on that at the beginning of the game next time, we're going to try that same thing again. I think it's really fun, and
It helped me stay in character a lot.
It did.
more
Yeah.
today.
And another thing I did is I didn't drop character after they called me out on it. I said, hey, I'm out of the bet, but I'm going to stay in character.
Which is
just,
cool.
Because I'm doing it for the fun of it and also to encourage role play. A
Yes.
big part of this is to encourage role play. And I think it does.
I think it works.
Yeah.
works really well. So
Hmm. Agreed.
I agree, and like you guys have always said that like going out to property is pretty much so immersive that you stay in character. So I'm like, this is just a preemptive.
Yeah.
So and that's the way I looked at it. Is yeah, we're trying to get more role play, but I'm just doing it preemptive of, hey, I'm just imagining myself out at property so that I'm immersed. I'm going to stay in character, and the only time that I come out of character, I put my fingers up, and it's for like an administration note, or
Sure.
if
Right.
I'm trying to explain something in depth to somebody.
like if we can call a game and stay in character,
Yeah.
then that's what we need to do.
Like there were at the beginning of the day, even like right when it started, North started talking, giving his announcements with his fingers up. Eventually dropped him. I wasn't going to call him on that.
No.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
Because I'm making my announcement.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Yeah.
making the general announcements that you need to be made, and that just is silly. You know what I mean? So,
Agreed.
I wasn't going to call you on that, but
No.
But
Um,
like I said, like calling events and stuff like that, the more we can do that in character, the better. The more we can do things that we can translate into character, the better.
yeah. And I'm trying to break the habit of calling it Yorvasker, but it was Yorvasker for a lot of years, and I'm struggling a little bit. So, but
he did.
I
I
did
called him
go-
out, but
You want to make that the code word for today?
Yorvasker?
Yeah,
So the
Yorvasker.
code word can be
Yorvasker.
Yorvasker. There
I
you
like
go.
that. Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
We're not calling the town that though, or
No.
anything.
No.
We are
And-
still Darvishian.
And,
Yes.
and that includes out at property. We're still going
Right.
to call it Darvishian, correct?
Well, I don't know if we'll call it something else, but it's not going to be Yorvasker because that was a confusing thing.
It was also
because
Skyrim
because it
reference.
exists in
and-
Skyrim, right?
Yeah.
So,
Which
but
was a kind of a cool reference, but at the same time, I think we've moved on from that.
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out. So if anybody has any ideas on what should we call it, I don't know that I want to go with like a different city name, but like maybe just call it like the Darvishian Outpost or
we
something.
can call
need
it the
some-
capital of Darvishan. That could be the capital.
Well, we can start with the capital, but we'll move around. It's just
Yeah.
discussion
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
another
it's-
time.
Yeah, because the way campaigning works, you end up kind of moving the physical sort of the location by a little bit.
Looks like it's okay.
I
Okay.
guess we just had like a power spike, but we're on a. I guess it's still recorded. and
We're good.
Yeah,
everything.
we're
Looks
good.
like it's still going.
Okay,
so
cool.
Scared the crap out of me though.
weird.
We're all right.
Okay.
There's one more note on here. Just says, and also thank you to those who help pack up after Phlarp every week, which it is greatly appreciated.
Sure.
There's a lot of stuff to pack up. If
There
it's not
is.
for the help, then we are going to be there for an hour
Mhm.
packing
And-
everything up.
And that includes even if you just grab one thing on your way to your car. I appreciate.
She
That's
ended
more
early
than
today.
you needed to do, And I guess I could this is a little bit separate, but along the same lines. So, because I know eventually we're going to transition here a little bit to talk about property a little bit, because that is something that's happened. So, were we done with that part of it, or?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
That was the
That was it.
recap. So that was today's recap.
Okay. So, what we're going to do, the reason we stopped at 5 today, we stopped pretty much right at 5 today. I'm planning on just doing that anyway, instead of staying till necessarily playing till 6. I think we're going to try to stop at 5 so we can get here to do the podcast from 5 to 6. And then at 6, I want to try to get as many people as we can, however many wants to help out at the property to help clean up and, mow and stuff and work on it. There is no necessarily incentive. If you're helping, you're just helping to be helping. I plan on, at the end of the day, if I had to do it by myself, I would. So if you're helping, cool. If not, that's cool too.
To be fair, though, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I wouldn't say that there's no incentive. Like, if you're out there and you're helping build, you're also getting input on
True.
things that are going to be in the town. You could be like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? And your opinion may be heard. It may not be. But, I mean, at least...
I'll consider it if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're not saying, "Oh, we should build a river down the middle of down the middle of the town," it's
Right.
probably somewhat feasible.
Right.
And you can also like pick out where you want your keep.
Sort
Yeah,
of.
like
I mean,
that.
it's going to be
Sort of.
first come, first served to a
So, I
certain extent. I guess they're going to be in the same locations basically that they were before.
Maybe. I'm not dedicated. I'm not like, that's not set in stone.
Okay, that's
But-
fair.
But I don't have any, so far I can't think of any reason why they wouldn't be.
And to be fair, you almost want that anyway because those areas have kind of been cleared out already.
Right.
So,
So they're kind of already set up for it. Like the fire pits are already kind of there. And so,
All right.
but just so everybody knows, going forward, so we'll stop at 5. We'll come here to the podcast. Hopefully that'll be done around 6 or, 6:30.
I think that's a little. I don't know that that's going to be a thing. To get done by 6 o'clock, I think is kind
well,
of a
that's why I said
stretch.
6:30.
6:30, 7
Yeah,
o'clock.
6:37.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, because I mean,
I mean, it's 6:35 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, like 7.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, we started at 6 today.
And if somebody wants to go or whatever, I know we come here for the podcast, and this is separate from going to the property. Once they figure out where it's at, if they want to meet me out there, that's fine. If people don't have a ride, I'm okay with them just waiting at the pavilion. And when I get done with the podcast, I'll run back out there and pick them up, take them out there, and then bring them back into town after I get done. And I'm not going to work out there any later till like 9. So it's
Okay,
just like my little
cool.
bulletin about.
And then
what
there's
we're doing.
also, to be fair, outside of Sundays, you're also talking about going out there other days, right?
Yes. So I work almost every day till about 5. Some days I get off way early, and everybody will know through the chat what those days are. But almost every day that I'm not doing anything else after 5, I'm going out there to work until about 9.
Sure. And to be fair, it would be cool if at some point this thing is done and it's awesome and beautiful, and you could say, I played a role in building our city.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, I agree. Sounds
They
cool.
can call themselves the city planners.
Yeah, they absolutely could. Call
Sure.
themselves whatever they want.
Yep.
Call themselves a god if they want to.
Yeah.
Just throwing shots out today,
Or
aren't we, Daveen?
This is rude. Can you believe this?
Yeah.
or an ambassador or whatever,
To be fair, he's earned his ambassador role. I'll give him that.
He
Is
earned
that too
one. He
far?
did a good
So
I had your back. So remember
I
that.
appreciate that, but he banishes me at like 5:25.
Yeah.
I didn't banish
Sorry,
you.
bro.
I didn't banish you.
You did.
I talked about I could.
No, you
I said
said
what
you're
if-
banished.
job. You did.
Did I?
You did.
Oh, well, then I guess you're
Well,
banished.
you're banished.
At
Is this,
5:25.
Did you ever res? Because I can't talk to the dead.
Ooh.
I mean, nobody did kill him while he was in town.
Oh.
Yeah.
You just got banished?
I
and
got
nothing
banished,
happened?
but nobody killed me.
Oh.
Well, fair enough.
Pointless.
That fluff will probably kill you. Farrah, please don't come after me.
So while he's doing
Alright.
this,
Yeah,
we
you
might
guys-
as well just go ahead and say it. We have property.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
we have
that's
property.
great news.
So, bro,
Yeah, so I was very standoffish on getting excited about this process because, as North will admit, we've been down this road before, and I just didn't want to get excited until it was official. But it's official,
it's official.
It's official.
and I couldn't be more excited. I'm just as excited or more excited than everybody else. I'm very, very excited. So
You can no longer say if
true that.
or when. Now you have to say
No, you can still say when are we going out?
no,
you can say
it's
when
spring,
Oh, yeah.
spring
It's
of
spring.
Yeah, there's an actual date.
so.
and technically you could go out there today if you wanted.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's just like we're going to property.
Yeah.
We are 100% set in stone. Where's it at? Where's the stone?
I don't think
Hey,
we have a
Mason.
stone yet.
Mason gets.
Don't
This
hey,
is the only stone
don't
I've
be
cut
grabbing
today.
no stones.
This is the only stone that's been cut today. I've cut it into 20 sides.
Okay.
Wow.
That sucks. That roll sucks.
That roll sucked really bad.
It was a 10.
It was a 10.
That's not that bad.
That sucks.
If you're playing a low game,
That's not even that bad. You get bonuses.
There's my roll. 20.
yeah, I'm
you
sure.
actually have to roll it. That was even worse. That was a 9.
Nine's not that bad either. You guys play D&D? Come on.
I do.
14. I win.
Of course. Low numbers ain't bad. Gets a higher number. I win.
My current barbarian gets like a +8 on his attack, so come on.
Oh, wait. Your current barbarian runs from snakes on freaking Diablo 4.
Okay, well, I didn't realize we were talking about Diablo, and those snakes were scary.
So let it be known that, Daveen plays with Trinity on
And Thyra.
and Thyra.
Yeah, and
that-
technically, I don't know if he had a character name when he came out, though. Trinity's brother plays with us as
Oh.
well.
Jay.
Jay. Yeah,
Yeah.
but, his
Well,
didn't know
I-
what his character name
I don't know
was.
what he never said it.
Oh. That's brutal.
Jay, if you're listening, sorry, not sorry, but
Gosh.
he never said his character name, but Trinity and Thyra always tell us about how they're sitting there battling this snake, and all of a sudden you see Daveen's character, big barbarian, run by.
Yeah.
He's like, "Did you just run from a snake?" Hell yeah, I did.
This thing was
They
terrifying.
look scary.
So, I mean,
It is what it is.
but when the day that we all go out to property to help, he did say he was going to show us the mating tree. He
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
say he was going to be right next to it. He said he
I'm
was
not
just
scared of that
He's
mating
going to
tree.
point it out.
It was just black snakes. I've gotten a lot better about about the snakes. As long as they're not big snakes that are trying to kill me like it was on that game. Okay.
I only get 2.
I was
You
really
want one of mine?
intent.
No, go
Kind
ahead.
of like it's hard for me to do 2 things at once. So what were you guys talking about?
We were talking about the mating
property?
tree out at the
Absolutely
property.
nothing.
I told him I'd show him where it was, though I'm not scared of black snakes. I'm not going to mess with
Are
them.
we
Did
going to
you-
do it at night?
Did you mention that it's the same place that we had before? So if you're
I
listening,
haven't.
If you have played when we played at property before, not when we were like 40 minutes away, but just at what was your Vasker, it's that same property. So
And speaking of which, this is actually kind of cool. I already had somebody that's no longer with us now that was out there that reached out to me and say, "Did I hear that Phlarp got property?" And I said, "Absolutely." And it's the same property that we had before. And he was out there with Maverick.
I don't know who that is.
It was Robbie.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
Cool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the address?
1024 Florence Freeway with a PH.
It's
no,
very,
I'm just joking.
very-
It's an F.
With the P?
It's an
it's
F.
very, very close to Leadwood.
Okay.
It's a big 4-lane highway. No.
No, it's a small road, but
I
I
guess
actually
it's
prefer
called-
it that way because it's like out kind of in the middle of nowhere, and we don't get a lot of complaints on us, even when people
Nobody
are
can hear the
screaming
w-
in the woods at 3 a.m.
Yeah, nobody can hear our war cries.
Well, they probably can hear it, but they definitely don't call on us. So
Oh, that's good.
And I guess I think it's because it's just like a private drive. You can call it whatever you want. I guess that's why it's called a freeway. But so if that's, I
Maybe-
thought that was confusing
I
when
got a
I
bad
first
joke.
heard
Maybe
it. so.
too many babies were born there that were mistakes.
this guy,
You being one of them.
yeah.
No, I wasn't born on freeway. I was born in a hospital.
Anyway, you want to start us off, North?
Yes.
Please make this stop.
Can you help me with that this W word? What does that say? I know what the first part of everything is, but I just don't understand. Even by the context, is it weasel?
Yeah, probably is what
Okay.
that's supposed to be.
This says, having to make deals to avoid fights and flee says a lot about how well you fight. We know how to get around the weasel work.
Okay,
Weasel work.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
Something like that.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it says. Fair
Yeah.
enough. All right,
Yeah.
touche.
At least it's written, to where we can read it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's legible.
Yes.
I'm not sure weasel is spelled correctly, but
No.
that's okay.
I mean, this is Phlarp. We don't actually spell correctly.
I don't even know how to spell.
Um,
I only made it to the 7th grade, so
Let's say, did
or
you?
eighth.
all right. So this is Happy Father's Day. So happy Father's Day.
Shout out.
everyone.
Yep.
Thank you.
I can officially say it to you now.
Happy
Father's Day.
Thank you for acknowledging at the not saying Happy Father's Day to me, because in character I was like still doing the bet. So I was like, I've never sired any children.
Little horn,
But then I thought of that. I think in game he was supposed to
He
be my
was,
kid.
yep.
Yeah. So
which was amazing because he's a vampire. Can vampires even have
it
offspring
was
like
before.
that?
It was before I was turned. I think that's the
Oh.
reason why he even went to like go find me or whatever. Something in his
Fair
story had
enough.
to do with
but
me
can they?
changing, but
Because
anyway,
look at Twilight.
I don't know. Maybe that's
Okay.
something different.
That's a whole different lore, brother.
No.
Okay,
Alright.
so great day
You're
and
right.
great weather. I'm excited to be a part of Phlarp. Make the hole bigger.
Mm,
Oh wow, cool.
need a bigger hole.
Apparently, you need a bigger hole, bro. So
Go ahead and pin it up there. Where's our pins at?
Thanks.
yep,
You might have to double pin one.
go ahead.
Get some more tacks down here.
All right. If you strike someone's shoulder and the hit also touches their shield, does it count as a hit or not?
Only if
Only-
they say graze. So people that are just ignoring those hits and saying, "Oh, just still hit my shield" or whatever, you need to say graze to ignore it, so that the people that hit you know that you aren't just not taking your hits, because otherwise they're just going to think you're not taking your hits.
Yeah,
then
and
you
to
could
be
potentially get reported for
And
that.
to be fair, there are plenty of people out there who get hit in the shoulder and it doesn't hit the shield and they still don't take their hits. So
Yeah.
just part of the thing, part of the game.
Yeah, there are some people. Yeah, because there are some people.
They use that to their advantage.
Yeah, and then there are people that I take everything. Like I try to take everything. I don't ever call it graze like that. If it hits me and it's still contacting the shield, whatever, I'm dead. So you need to know that people need to call it basically.
Right.
If they're not calling it, and then you're just basically cheating because you're ignoring the hits.
All right, so I got one here. I'm going to preface this by saying we can't be too loud. It'll sound crazy on the mics.
Okay.
But it says, "Very good role play today, Flarpers. 3 cheers. Hip hip.
Huzzah.
Hip hip.
Huzzah.
Hip hip.
Huzzah!
All right. Good work.
All right.
we
Me?
did it.
This one says,
Yay.
Daveen's jokes cracked me up last week, especially the phone call.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yes.
whoever that
That was a
was.
good
I will
joke.
have to say that last week, or on this past Saturday,
Yeah.
Trinidad and we were sitting there all day, like Friday and Saturday. We were doing it to everybody we knew.
Oh, yeah.
We were just like,
Even I technically went over to Trinity's and to Thyra's on yesterday, or
Yep.
Saturday, and we just sat there and we had a little barbecue. And just while we were sitting there, they made that joke. They called like 4 people and made that joke, and every single person fell for it. Every single
Nice.
one.
I did it once to
And
my
they-
daughter.
Yeah.
And, the very first part was, what has a little penis and hangs down? And she goes, Connor,
Yeah, which is her husband.
which is her husband. I was like,
That was funny, dude.
Brutal.
and I had
Well,
it
that
on
wasn't a joke, but it's
speakerphone.
pretty funny.
I was like, I don't even know if I can finish this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny too, because like the people probably don't even call you back or anything. They're just like, "Okay, awesome."
Yeah,
And
that was
then-
like when I did it. I got a text back from Hester that just said 10 out of 10 joke.
Why should I be afraid of heroes who refuse to be aggressive in battle, too scared to fight, or are you too weak to fight?
Dang, savage.
Apparently, we got some like serious savagery going on.
Since the standard count for looting is a 5 count, maybe it should be a 5 count for looting the ogre and patrol as well. I feel it causes confusion for new players.
I agree.
We can fix that. That's
yeah,
a simple
I agree.
fix.
The reason I originally had made that count shorter is just so that people don't have to stand there confusingly and be like, looting one, because they just look at you like you're bonkers when you first tell them to do this. But I think having a 5 second is not much longer probably than a 3 second, and it's
just 2
less
seconds
confusing.
longer.
There's no other situation where it's going to be 3 seconds, because that was proved to be too short in any type of actual
In combat
game.
situation.
Yeah,
Right.
they'll be like, "Loot one, loot two, three, take that."
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want
So-
that. We don't want speed counting.
Yeah.
The whole point of you having to
Say looting with it.
do it in a normal manner is that we don't want people getting looted that often. Like, just technically speaking, once we get out to property and we're playing campaign, you die, you could sit there for 600 seconds if you were level 6.
Mhm.
I mean, the amount of times that you could be looted in 600 seconds is pretty astronomical.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
you can still only get looted one time per death, but unlike before, you can't get up.
Either way,
afterward
the
or
whole
whatever, but-
point is that if you have the ability to get up after X amount of seconds, you probably should do that. And
Right.
so making it a 5 count at least makes it a little bit harder to get looted. So
Right.
Right.
this one says, dexterous hands and Marv's mitts should be longer than a single hit. Make it so the effect lasts until the wizard dies / takes a hit.
Okay, I'm not necessarily opposed to this, but I will say there's a higher level version of that ability that allows you to infinitely cast that as long as you don't move your feet or get hit. So you could sit in the back and just buff the heck out of everybody. The reason I did make it that way is so somebody doesn't just go limb a bunch of people in order to get the benefit and not actually kill them.
Gotcha.
So that as soon as they've limbed somebody, hey, their buff is gone.
You want this one left out? Or
So I'm not
anything?
necessarily closed off to it, but that is my reasoning behind it. So I would have to I don't know how I would get around that if I buff somebody and I give a wizard casts onto another wizard Marv's mitts, and now that wizard can use the other wizard that got buffed can use an exotic weapon or ranger or whatever to make it less confusing. Let's say a wizard buffs a ranger and gives him an exotic weapon. Well, now, or even an arrow, like there's ones to get dexterous hands is thrown weapons. So if you give somebody thrown weapons, you tie something onto their arm one time, and now they can use thrown weapons infinitely or whatever until they actually kill someone. They will purposefully. I could see that becoming a strategy to
They're
purposefully
basically
limb people.
metagaming and
Do not actually lose the buff by killing someone. And I don't want that to happen, so that is why it is like that. Although, like I said, there is an ability later that allows you to just infinitely cast it as long as you don't get hit or move your feet or whatever. Like, once you start casting it, you can stand there and just buff people over and over that come up to you. So you could send them out and then come back would be the idea to get another buff from the wizard whenever you've ran out.
Gotcha. Makes sense to me. So
Yeah.
So unless you have a solution to get around what I was saying, I think it's pretty good where it's at.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're up
And then I have, this one is actually signed. I'm assuming he signed it like that so that
on purpose.
yeah,
I'm
so that
sure.
everybody knows who it is. So this is from Lord Reese. It says, to the lords, I see when we fight these battles, my clan and those following me are the only ones fighting. Are you all too scared to fight? Why so passive?
Again, shots are being fired from everywhere.
I will say that there were a lot of clans being passive today.
Yeah.
There was.
There were also some clans that weren't being passive.
Yeah.
So it's not. I can't say that it's entirely only him that was fighting everybody.
I agree.
So
I agree.
anyway,
Last one.
oh, that's me. This one's already been answered, but it says, will there be XP given for assistance with clearing the property? No.
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 Sorry.
You want to do that? You're just doing it because you want to help Phlarp and because you want to be a part of
And
building Phlarp.
and for full transparency, I've had a little bit of experience of doing that before. We've had property a couple times before, and when I give people XP for doing stuff, if I don't specifically delegate them something to do, they will just take the XP. Whereas if they're there just to work and they don't have something to do, they'll go find something to do because they're not getting any XP anyway. There's no point in them being there if they're wasting their time doing
Right.
nothing.
Right.
Okay.
So that's the reason. That's my reasoning behind not giving XP, is because I don't want to have to come up to every person and make sure that they're totally busy doing something, so that I'm getting my work out of them versus XP.
Oh yeah.
So,
I get it.
and I'm not going to read this whole thing here because it does specifically state not for the podcast, but it's basically someone asking about the reporting system, saying that they think that the way the reporting system works is a little flawed, and I agree. It's not perfect. It's as good as I can make it. In order for the reporting system to be abused, someone would just have to have like a personal vendetta against somebody and then straight up make up stuff about them not taking hits or, I don't know what would be another good example. Mainly it's the not taking hits is the thing that I can't figure out how to logic my way around. Like, all I know to do is put a suggestion box there and not make the presumption that someone is just simply making up over and over that someone is not taking hits. I have to assume that that's not the case. Evidence to the contrary, if it existed, obviously I would be like, oh yeah, okay, there's a way to prove you did take all your hits. I get it.
The only way we
I
can
don't
do
know how
that
you do that.
is if we have every angle of the field covered.
Yeah, and who's gonna go out there with the whole
yeah,
time just to make sure everybody honors their hits or
Exactly.
whatever. So So I don't know what to tell you. If you're upset about the way the reporting system works, come up with a better system, or we're going to use the one we have, because it's not for lack of like thinking about it.
That's
it's,
what we've always said.
Yeah.
We're not listening to you. We don't like it either, but there's not a better solution, and until you provide one, it's not going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Look,
They fall off after a year. I also don't think it's coincidence that it's the same 4 and 5 people in the box every week.
Right, because on that same note, that means there are 25, 30 people or whatever that are not in there
Right.
or have never been in there.
Right.
Some of them have been in there, here or there, but there's some people that have never been in there. So either they're taking all their hits, or people aren't.
You don't fight.
You don't count. He fights in some events.
He stabs
does.
people before the events start.
I fight.
All right, I'll see you on the
Come
battlefield
on,
next week.
I gave myself a concussion on day 1 in January.
Well,
And you gave me a concussion on date.
oh man, here we go. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
I
No,
agree.
that's it.
I agree.
All right,
that
well.
did happen.
The only thing is, I commend myself today. I got hit with 2 of Heston's throwies plus Heimdall's hammer in the head.
Why are you
Was
using your
it-
head to block?
There's
Was it
nothing
you
there.
that ran across the field with like no arms into like somebody and they just like died?
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was you.
Yeah.
He asked me to kill him. I was like, I'm not killing you.
Yeah, I'm like, no, the thing is, he killed me
Just
before.
like stole his thunder.
Yeah, he's like, do you want revenge?
"Ah!"
He's got no arms. He's like running at me. He's like, you want revenge? I was like, I'm not killing you.
Yeah, so I just run past him like Gregor.
Oh,
Pretty funny.
I think we've pretty much covered everything. We've done the firecracker on the 24th, which is this coming Saturday, once the podcast is released.
And then
We have property.
Yeah, and I want to say a little bit more about that when you get done.
Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, like, I haven't written up a post about it yet, but, I eventually will write up a little bit of a post. But I was talking to Isaac the other day, and Magnus, and he made a really apt, I think, analogy. He was talking about, I was explaining, it's really cool that basically people trust me with their money and their time and effort to be able to, like, never give up on Phlarp, basically, unless I'm dead or whatever, like, I'm going to do this. And he was saying, like, it's like we're in a ship, and I'm the captain of the ship, and there are people agreeing to come on board and, like, ride in the ship with us or whatever. And at the park, I feel like that's like a lifeboat. Like, we're in the lifeboat. We're still trying to get people up in the lifeboat. I feel like the property is the actual ship. Like, that's the vessel. That's how we get bigger and bigger and bigger and get our crew huge.
Yep.
And, and I basically just want to say, like, I appreciate it. I appreciate everything, all the support over the years and everybody's money and time, and just basically everything. Because, I know that it's my dedication too, but, if I didn't have everybody surrounding me and, like, helping out, and you guys all, me being able to delegate a lot of the different responsibilities and stuff, I wouldn't be able to do it. I would get burned out on it probably. So, like, I just want to say basically thank you. That, it's just as much Phlarp's property as it is mine. Like, that is, it's a culmination of all of our efforts, not just mine.
100%.
So-
No, it's because Phlarp is family.
Right.
Phlarp is family.
PH.
That's right.
I did have one more thing, and now I can't remember what it was because he rambled. I had that squirrel brain going on. Crap,
You were talking about Firecracker Run.
Is Firecracker Run? We have property.
Yarvasker's code word.
Oh,
Oh, we
God.
said it twice. Good job.
Way to be.
Now we got to change it.
Unbelievable.
No,
No, we don't.
no.
Anything
Keep
else?
listening. Make sure we didn't change it. We might.
Oh,
Yeah.
we need to find a straight set of stairs. A straight set of stairs. No, this is not about you.
I know it's not because I ain't doing it.
Mercer Stitch said today
Oh,
that-
riding a shield downstairs.
that they would ride a shield downstairs for our Patreon if we found a straight set of stairs.
I mean, are there a lot of stairs that aren't straight?
Apparently, they live in like a 2-story, I guess, and like
I see.
it's the double landing
Right.
kind of thing. So,
Mhm.
but if anybody knows a set of straight stairs that Mercer Stitch can ride the shield down, let us know. Put it in the comments below, and we will
Seems like
have
a
it on
terrible
Patreon.
idea. Terrible idea, but
Yeah.
whatever.
It may be terrible, but they agreed to it and said that we could video it and put it on Patreon.
And also, I will change the intro soon. Sorry about it being the wrong
It was in the notes. I
price
wrote
for
it
the
in the
lowest
notes for
thing,
him.
So, yeah.
So, all right,
Yeah,
well,
do your job.
we hope you keep listening.
And we hope you keep fighting in the name of our capital Darvishen.
And we hope to see you all next week.
Bye.